Good afternoon. It is Tuesday, September 12th, 2023. I've learned that overreaching expectations can be a problem in any relationship, but realistic expectations can often be a good problem solver. The Pharisees kept telling Jesus he did not meet their expectations, and Jesus kept telling them their expectations were wrong. In Mark chapter 7, verses 1 to 8, and I'm reading from the New Living Translation, second edition, we've got a good example of this. One day, some Pharisees and teachers of religious law arrived from Jerusalem to see Jesus. They noticed that some of his disciples failed to follow the Jewish ritual of hand washing before eating. The Jews, especially the Pharisees, do not eat until they've poured water over their cupped hands, as required by their ancient traditions. Similarly, they don't eat anything from the market until they immerse their hands in water. This is but one of many traditions they've clung to, such as their ceremonial washing of cups, pitchers, and kettles. So the Pharisees and teachers of religious law asked him, "Why don't your disciples follow our age-old traditions? They eat without first performing the hand-washing ceremony." Jesus replied, "You hypocrites! Isaiah was right when he prophesied about you, for he wrote, 'These people honor me with their lips, but their hearts are far from me. Their worship is a farce, for they teach man-made ideas as commands from God.' For you ignore God's law and substitute your own tradition." Wow, that was quite the slap in the face to the Pharisees. They traveled all the way up from Jerusalem to attend to Jesus, and they expected him to be impressed that these important people came to see him and hear him. And they had a complaint, and they expected him to take their complaint seriously. Instead, he looks at them and calls them hypocrites, and then points out the exact nature of their hypocrisy. He quoted Isaiah in Isaiah's passage where he says, "Your lips honor me." Boy, you talk a good talk. If you just listened, boy, you'd be the best believers in the whole wide world if we just listened to you. But your hearts are distant. You talk the talk, but you don't walk the walk. You tell a good religious game, but you're not very close to God. There's no real worship in your heart. Your worship is a farce. It's empty. It's meaningless. Because you're not really trying to worship God. You're just wanting to tell everybody around you how spiritual and powerful you are. And he says the main thing you do is you substitute your own traditions instead of following God's commands. The Old Testament's very plain. God's commands are to love the Lord your God with all your heart, soul, strength, and mind, and love your neighbor as yourself. And Jesus reiterated that again and again. And he kept reminding them they need to follow God's laws and not their own man-made traditions about how the hands are washed. May this week, may your expectations be in the right place as you worship God. May the actions of your lives and the intent of your heart match what is in your mouth and what you say and the appearance you portray. May you truly be someone who worships God in spirit and in truth. God bless you.